get the camera set up. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we gotta get the camera set up. Hello. So this is little Naomi. Huh. Little Naomi. What do you think, huh? All right. Oh, there we go. The tripod's being a little weird. Yeah. So we had a transport on... What day was the transport? Was it Saturday or was it Friday? Saturday. It was Saturday. So, got back yesterday evening. We didn't get a ton of spots opened up, but then Wanda turned around and she did another one today. So we were able to open up a couple of spots. So right now, our other Wanda is sanitizing kennels. So you know what? I'm gonna come back to Naomi really quick. Yes, I'm gonna come back to you. Yes, I'm gonna come back to you. Yes. Oh, you're so happy. I'm gonna come back to Naomi in just a second here. And I'll show you, just maybe it'll help make sense. So somebody's like, well, you're taking them out, so that means you've got space. So here's the kennel that the plexiglass has to come off. Everything gets cleaned with soap and water. The doors come off. The plexiglass comes off of there. And the thing with the plexiglass, let me spin it around really quick and this will maybe help. So when you have kennels with bars like this, it's great. It contains the animals, but the problem is they've got claws and paws and they're always jumping. And like puppies always have shit on their paws. They just do. So when they jump and they go like that, there's little like bits of shit sprinkles. That's what we'll call them. Shit sprinkles that go flying out. So we have these plexiglass things that we had cut to size and they're really expensive. And then you got to put like plywood on either side and drill through them. But when you put those on the inside, like this one, hi sweetheart, and you can see the little bolt right there. And that's what we use, is we just use bolts. And I had wing nuts, but I've got to get some more. So, and it's a little process for somebody to sit there and take those off and clean them, get everything sanitized. So with like that one, we'll do soap and water and get it all cleaned. And then after the soap and water is done, then it'll get a rescue sanitizer. Can you turn that down? Because it'll do the copyright thing. So that's what's happening, is these kennels here, same thing, plexiglass, doors off. This one's getting in the process. That's kind of what's going on. So that's why when we do a transport or something and somebody says, oh, I saw you just took a bunch out. Well, we did, but it's not just like, hey, you can just move more in. I mean, you could. And, you know, way back when we did that and we would get stuff out and then just give kennels a quick wipe down and move stuff back in. But that's how you get transmission of disease and different things. So anytime an animal leaves, kennel gets sanitized. So, because you never know. I mean, because I'm going into different yards and different houses, and everybody here has a life outside of here, so they can easily, like, one dog jumping on your clothes, jumping on my shirt and getting a paw print that has a 14th of the size of a grain of salt piece of poop that's infected with something and gets that on me and it sticks to my clothes and then it falls off. And one of these guys happens to sniff it, lick it, ingest it, whatever, then they're sick. And we've had that happen before. That was how, for those of you that watched Marge and her puppies being born, that was how we lost Sassy Pants, and that was how the puppies got parvo, because they never left here, and I couldn't grasp. I'm like, well, it can't be parvo because they've never been outside. Somebody from work went to drop off food at somebody's house. One of the dogs jumped up on their shirt. They didn't even notice it because it was so tiny, and they ended up bringing it in. And so, yeah, so that's what happens. And so the only way to prevent that is to wear a freaking spaceman suit when you go out, which we're not doing that, huh, Naomi? We're not gonna be spaceman. No, You're not gonna be spaceman. Are you gonna be a space girl? Yeah, are you? Let's open to that. Want a little lap time? Come on. You can do it. Oh, look at that. There you go. Look at that. Yeah. What do you think? So yeah, that's what's going on. And like transport kennels. Like when a dog leaves from here, even if they're good, even if they're not sick, even if they're healthy, when they leave and they go in that transport kennel, when we get the kennel back, the kennel, which we've got some right here because we use these for cleaning kennels. Sorry, I've got a limp-wristed tripod. We use zip ties, so all those zip ties have to be cut off. And then, I know, thank you for the back scratching. Yes, all those zip ties have to be cut off. The kennel gets flipped open. All the physical material gets wiped out, and then it gets then it'll get sprayed and wiped out again. And then it'll get, we use bleach water with that instead of rescue because it's cheaper. And then it'll get bleach water, spray down, and then it'll have to sit for 10 minutes for a 10-minute contact time. And then it'll get wiped off again. And then it can be put together and be used again. So, and that happens every time with everything. And you might be like, well, that's kind of overkill, but it's like the one thing that gets through that you don't know about is, you know, something that I wouldn't want to wait on because I've had that happen before. You know, we've had it happen before to where we did a quick pickup and turn around and puppies ended up having parvo and we exposed them to somebody else. So this whole thing, this entire rescue, which was never intended to be started, was basically a trial and error thing of screwing something up and a lot of times something dying. And because of that, making changes. So they're labor intensive changes, you know what I mean? So that's one thing that, you know, we're never caught up on transport kennels. So if you ever did want to come volunteer and clean transport kennels, it is a blast. It is like the most fun that you can possibly have with bleach, water, plastic, paper towels, and a scrub brush that you could ever imagine. And you get to touch poop, but not with your bare hands unless you want to, because we do provide gloves. So there's that. And music. And if you come out and you clean transport kennels all day, we'll cook for you. Might just be a frozen pizza if it's me, but you never know. You might luck out and get some of Wanda's home cooking. But we actually have a young lady, volunteer, Sierra, that I'm very proud of because she's going through a program to help her get some things straightened out, and I'm really proud of what she's doing. And she's been coming out on Saturdays or Sundays, one or the other, and cleaning transport kennels for us, and it's been a big help. Just because a lot of times we don't have the staff. You know, we got a bunch of snow today, so that's one of the things that the guys were doing was cleaning snow. Okay. Okay. You can be okay by yourself, kid. Yeah. Okay. I'll show you our beautiful winter wonderland. And my door. So I've been doing soundproofing. Tried to go to sleep last night at midnight, so I was going to wake up early and go to the gym. That didn't happen because the dogs are barking, and I couldn't sleep. So I was up until 3:30 in the morning, and then woke up to a beautiful winter wonderland. And then we've got Misu, hi Mealy, and Archer, and then the other scallywags are out gallivanting somewhere. So yeah, and then we've got Shelby, who's trying to run and duck and hide and run for cover, but she got caught. She's been doing great. So yeah, so this was my project. Sorry for everybody I didn't get back to your messages, but I did sound panel things on the outside of the door. It's a little hard to open. I've got to kind of fix that. And then I did wood. I did a small piece of wood right there and screwed that to the door. And then did a foam thing there. And then did a strip that goes around and did that on the bottom. And then sealed that corner. And then Cooper wants to say hello. Hi, Coopsaurus. And then, of course, what are you doing, dude? What's my dude doing? What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? And Fatty's been catching mice, huh, Psycho? Yeah, Fatty's been catching mice. And Wanda's not here, so the house is a mess. I'm not supposed to show the house when it's a mess. It's a mess because of me. Because I'm kind of a mess. And I also wanted to say, I haven't checked to see if this has a card in it yet, but somebody sent us a little Roomba thing. And it just says Lewis from Waco, Nevada. So Mr. or Mrs. or Lewis, whatever you prefer to be identified by, I'm going to look and see if there's a card, but wanted to say thank you very much for the little vacuum thing. That'll be huge. I'm going to try and get that thing figured out tonight. So, yeah, just business as usual. And then these two are putting the plexiglass back on. And we're working on, that got closed off. And that's another little frame that's going to go there. We got to fix that pipe thing. But, yeah. That is it for tonight. And might have some intake videos tomorrow. We got a bunch of stuff that needs to come in. I just kind of went Rain Man on the door thing. Sometimes after I don't sleep for a long time, I go on a soundproofing kick that never really works, but I think this might actually help this time. I think we're actually going to cross that threshold of somewhat soundproofing stuff. So anyways, thanks for your support. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you tomorrow with maybe some puppy videos.